Saturn in ninth house. The planet Saturn or Shani is a giver of variant impacts upon the natives, but they always comes in a blend of good and bad, and similar results would be here also when Saturn in ninth house. Here, Saturn or Shani would provide strong understanding of philosophies and great intellect, but with some stubbornness. The people of this placement of Saturn in ninth house would attain great heights in the path of education and learning, and would possess strong philosophical hold in their persona, for which they are much mature but more of with practical understanding, and are truly spiritual in their approach. They are stable personalities with some firmly placed beliefs and norms in their lives for which they are not at all flexible, and this is why they are perceived to be quite orthodox at times. The natives of this placement of Saturn in ninth house won't accept and adapt to the changing environment around them and won't let the world change them. They possess great powers to stick to their own stand, and making them move a bit would require a lot of efforts. They could be quite aggressive and harsh in their attitude at certain places. These natives having Shani in ninth power could attain great heights of success upon land if they would learn some flexibility in life, otherwise their immense firmness would be a reason behind their obstacles. The people of this placement of Saturn in ninth house would be blessed with 3 houses in life and would happily lead a long path of life. These people are believed to attain admirable success in the arenas of tour operating and civil engineering. Besides this, if these people would nurture and keep her 3 generations near, it would reduce the malefic effects of Saturn to a good extent, while being generous and helpful to others will also bring good benefits. The natives of this placement would have Sun quite late in life. Though these natives would have a good life, but as Saturn always brings difficult to further keep it good, the natives should pursue some remedies to reduce the adverse impacts of Saturn. They should offer rice or almonds in the running water, besides which, being associated with the profession comprising things of Jupiter and Moon, would bestow success to the person. Saturn in Leo. Sun is the ruling planet of Leo, and it shares an inimical relationship with Saturn. Sun is a ball of fire, and when Saturn, an airy malefic planet, sits in Sun's fiery sign Leo, it naturally fans the flames. Due to this inimical relationship between Sun and Saturn, the native born under Saturn in Leo has a lot of aggression in their personality. Sun represents father and authority, and when Saturn is placed in Leo, it causes problems in relationship of the native with his or her father or authoritative figure. Such people like to live in solitude, much like a lion. They want to live like wanderers, free and undisturbed. Saturn in Leo gives a medium height and stature to the native. Such people are usually very stubborn, tough to move. They work hard in life and often work towards achieving a leadership role. They are skillful and able to carry the load of work and responsibilities. As parents, these natives tend to be quite disciplined. Such people have a lot of interest in creative fields such as writing and reading. They know that they have the talent inside but struggle to express themselves creatively. They tend to be loyal and never try to play with others' feelings. They do, however, at times feel unfortunate. Second Lord in the ninth house. When the second Lord is placed in the ninth house, the person financially fortunate. If the planet in good dignity, then the native is lucky in money matters, have prosperous parents, and family life, earns from occupations such as professor, lawyer, philosopher, educations, guru, minister, judge, travel agents, import-export, jewelry, money handler, gets helps from parents when in need. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person is depressed about personal level of spiritual development, lack of financial fortunate, money troubled abroad, bad food or food poisoning while traveling, parents financially weak, and lack of money for higher education. Third Lord in the ninth house. When the third Lord is placed in the ninth house, the person determined in ideals. If the planet in good dignity, then the native goes on long-distance adventures, works diligently, ultimately wins through success as lecturer, an early education, teacher, engage in short and long-distance traveling, good travel agent, get success as writer, publisher, salesperson and advertiser. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person struggles to achieve high states of knowledge and spiritual development, problems with legal matters, lack of luck, conflicts with parents, struggles in higher education, problems in overseas and during lengthy travels. Saturn in 10th house. The planet Saturn or Shani is a well-perceived potent presence in the astrological arena. The placement of Saturn in 10th house would bring dominance and authority to the natives of this placement, but Saturn always come along with some problems and difficulties in the path. The natives born under this combination of Saturn in 10th house are perceived to be very much desired of higher positions of authority and are believed to put great efforts and hard work for the same. They are sincere and determined at their workplace and carry strong belief upon their own. These natives would confront some obstacles in their path, as the path of Saturn could never be easier, but they will overcome the difficulties and would become stronger with time. The natives of this placement of Saturn in 10th house would carry a dominating personality to workplace, even if they won't possess much authority. These people are natural leaders at work and could also behave in the same way in their personal front at times and are strongly serious at work. They carry a quiet aggressive attitude and could be harsh at times, for which they would possess only few strong relations around in the professional and social enclosure, though they will leave great influence around and would rule over the surroundings. They could also have some hidden foes. These people of Saturn in 10th house, being deeply devoted towards their profession, could take over weight of responsibilities upon their shoulder which could turn their life difficult at times, and for this they are advised to stay practical in their approach towards work. Apart from this, these people would attain admirable growth in life due to their own endeavor, and they will worth it. In this placement, Saturn has arrived in its favorite house, for which it is one of the positive placements in the astrological studies. This would bestow the person with satisfaction and happiness from affluence and prosperity. These natives will also receive favors from government and would possess pleasing relations with the people of authority. The natives of this placement having Shani in 10th bhava are advised to work while sitting at only one place, as then only they will enjoy the true benefits from the Saturn. The natives of this placement should visit temples to the possible extent and should offer food and services to blind people for the reduction in malefic effects. They should stay away from non-vegetarian food and alcoholic drinks. Saturn in Virgo. The ruling planet of Virgo is Mercury, which also has Gemini as its own sign. While Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo, Saturn's placement in each of these signs brings different results due to the difference in the temperament of the signs. Gemini is an air sign, and when an airy planet like Saturn is placed in it, the native often develops a tendency to build castles in the air and is self-interested. When Saturn is placed in an earthy sign like Virgo, which is represented by the subtle and sober Virgin, the native is a lot more understanding. Such a person is stable, tries to understand the other person, and takes decisions after a lot of forethought. Saturn in Virgo makes the person very crafty and creative. However, such a person struggles to be self-reliant and often relies on others' advices. Such natives tend to be very helpful. They have fewer friends but are quite loyal. They can, however, be rude, quarrelsome and narrow-minded at times. These people nonetheless are very cautious and methodical. Their success is often the product of cautious investments and strategic planning. They don't worry about the little problems and hiccups in life and work hard towards success. Health, however, suffers at times. Second Lord in the 10th house. When the second Lord is placed in the 10th house, the person earns through career. If the planet in good dignity, then the native earn money through own initiative and reputation, earns money through money handling, makes money through speaking, income related through voice, face, mouth, teeth, throat, etc. Uses voice to influence others, and earns money through constant study. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person have problems with status and reputation, decrease earning ability due to fall of reputation, lack of self-promotion hinders advancement in career, trouble through with occupation related to food, money handling, dental health, or facial health. Father or employer does not fare well, or they suffer a loss of respect or understanding from others, loss of money through government work or with big companies. Third Lord in the 10th house. When the third Lord is placed in the 10th house, The person have career of self-expression. If the planet in good dignity, then the native is good finance and career development, career in writing, lecturing, sales, computers, communications, internet, or expressive arts such as dancing, acting, or music, good at instructing and giving seminars, works well as with hands and have short distance traveling related with career. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person puts too much efforts into career, siblings create problems in works, difficulty in success in writing, editor, acting, artist, musician, public speaker, and salesperson. Feels exhausted due to too much traveling around nearby. Saturn in 11th house. The planet Saturn or Shani is one of the most potent presence in the horoscope chart, which brings strength and dominance along with the hurdles and difficulties in the path. The arrival of Saturn in 11th house would bestow the native with good social presence and good relations around and high aspirations to the person. The natives of this placement of Saturn in 11th house would carry high hopes and dreams and would be truly determined and dedicated in their path. They would give all the required endeavor in their walk and would fight with obstacles for which, even if their path would remain quite harsh, but they will reach good heights of professional and social arena and would attain good affluence and position. Their high endurance and patience further strengthens their path. The people born with Saturn in 11th house would carry good relationships around as they would develop bonds with many in the social arena, but their intimate and close relationships would only be few, though they would possess numerous friends around. They would be truly friendly and would be able to merge with any kind of age group, besides which they would often approached by people in need. These people having of Saturn in 11th house would not involve in worthless social stuff, as they would find it somewhat tiring, though they will carry a significant presence in the social and professional arena. These people won't share their personal core with everyone and would prefer to keep it aloof, though people won't come to notice it. They are free living souls who always needs their own space. On the other part, these people having Shani in 11th bhava could be somewhat untrue and deceitful at times, and their shrewdness would further help them in growing ahead. Their fortune would reach good level after the age of 40. Besides this, here Saturn would provide results depending upon the placements of Rahu and Ketu in the horoscope chart. The natives of this placement of Saturn in 11th house should place a vessel filled with water before going to any important work. They should sprinkle oil or a wine upon earth for continuous 43 days, as it would reduce the malefic effects of this placement. They should stay away from immoral food and drinks and should keep their character and core pure and true. Saturn in Libra. Venus is the ruling planet of Libra, and Saturn shares friendly relation with Venus, so Libra shares a friendly relationship with Saturn, and Saturn get exalted here in this sign. Saturn here affords the native with luxuries. These natives have an inclination towards material comforts and pursuits, but they somehow maintain a balance in life. Saturn in Libra, natives won't do injustice to others and they are fair person. They are highly intellectual and diplomatic person. They can tactfully handle difficult situations. They are team players and good at working with others. Saturn in Libra also makes the person diplomatic in the sense that they know how to use others to their advantage. However, they face obstacles in their love affairs and marriage matters. Sometimes, they also face delay in marriage. Second Lord in the 11th house. When the second Lord is placed in the 11th house, the person get lot of opportunity to earn money. If the planet in good dignity, then the native is very good financier, have good cash flow, plenty of opportunities and good breaks throughout life, get good chance to make money, able to fulfill hopes and wishes, gets financial benefits from older siblings, or well influential people, partner and children benefited, cash flow through face, voice, money management, and other second house things. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person might be tempted to take inappropriate means to earn money, cash flow problems, gets into financial problems, with older siblings, older close friend, or with influential people, and feels depressed about money. Third Lord in the 11th house. When the third Lord is placed in the 11th house, the person profits from efforts. If the planet is in good dignity, then the native's efforts provide opportunities, friendly nature, good communication ability, work diligently to fulfill desire, siblings help create good cash flow and profits, gets benefits from artistic pursuits such as writing, acting, music, etc., and fulfills needs for adventures and excitements. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person struggle for get money, not able to handle money, siblings create problems in cash flow, loss opportunities due to siblings, disease of ears, neck, upper back, arms, and hands, partners struggle to bear children. Saturn in 12th house. The planet Saturn or Shani brings strength and growth in the native's life, but it also brings difficulties and hurdles in the native's path. The arrival of Saturn in 12th house would bestow potency to the person, but with some of instability due to obstacles and negativity in the environment around. The natives born with Saturn in 12th house would be quiet, reserved in attitude, and would prefer to stay in lurk arenas and solitude as they would feel secure in them. These natives won't possess many pleasant relations around, neither they would be very much involved in public activities, as they will prefer to work hard behind the scenes, besides which they would not receive the worthy recognition and reward for their endeavor. The natives born in this placement of Saturn in 12th house would lack at self-belief and would be quiet, unstable at the mental composure. The natives of this placement would be fearful of harsh realities of life and would be very sensitive to the evilness prevailing in the air. The natives of this placement could confront unreasonable guilt and anxieties which in real emerges from their inner emotional depth, which makes them vulnerable from inside. The natives of this placement should try to get merged with people around, as that will let them vanish the vague inside them, and should try to enjoy life the way it is and accept yourself the way the Creator have made you. The placement of Shani in 12th power would bring pleasant results, for which these natives won't have enemies, besides which he or she would have more than one house. The natives of this placement would further grow their family business and would attain high affluence in their life path ahead. These natives of Saturn in 12th house should stay away from immoral drinks and food comprising alcohol and non-vegetarian food, as that will provide the adverse impacts of Saturn. They should keep 12 almonds wrapped in a black cloth and place it in an iron pot, which should be kept in a dark room as to reduce the malefic impacts of this placement. Saturn in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which shares an inimical relationship with Saturn. Scorpio relates to 8th house in the horoscope. People having Saturn in Scorpio tend to become researchers or archaeologists. They have a tendency to get to the depth of things and think a lot. Scorpio Saturn peoples are very serious in their approach. People with this placement Saturn in Scorpio are strong-willed too. They see and interpret things in a very logical manner. Saturn in Scorpio also makes the person little bit dominating. These natives are adventurous and risk-takers. They are very energetic. However, at times they may face health issues. They should maintain their calmness in their mind and the rest will be okay. They are very secretive about their hopes and wishes. They spend excessively at times. Sometimes they can be harsh and violent. Second Lord in the 12th house. When the second Lord is placed in the 12th house, the person get income through enlightenment. If the planet in good dignity, then the native earns through work with charitable, educational, philanthropic, correctional, or spiritual organization, makes money after going on pilgrimages, speaks at spiritual convention and gatherings, studies scripture, makes money by working abroad, and lives a spiritual simple life. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person spends too much money to get enlightenment, become a financial victim, may face money losses, takes slow-paying jobs, lacks financial motivation, speech, throat, mouth and face ailments, speaks harsh, food allergies affect sleep and sex life, and many vision problems. Third Lord in the 12th house. When the third Lord is placed in the 12th house, the person puts effort for enlightenment. If the planet in good dignity, then the native travels on pilgrims, seeks spiritual destiny, writer about spiritual matters, siblings take spiritual path, and efforts are more successful in foreign land. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the siblings expect too much or be dependent, spends too much time in seclusion, jealous, lack of vision, poor artistic skill, weak in communication, siblings get sick, and problems with shoulder, neck, arms and hands.